That should have done it. Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Sunday Shenanigans with me, your host, Trevor Stewart 1308. We are here with the Peanut Gallery, and we will be joined by the ASOC Prod shortly. I apologize. I went live on the wrong account. That is why we just went live a few minutes later than normal, of course. Should be saying I'm live now, eh?
Oh, darn. We have to stop talking about her now.
Oh, that's fine. I can go away.
Am I live now?
Yes.
There we go. Hello, friends. Welcome back to This Pile of Mistakes with me, your host, Trevor Stewart 1308. Today's pre-rolls are brought to you by The Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville. Suite 105 West Main Street, Suite 200, above the bricks between the Green Cauldron and Hamilton's. A great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds. A bud, the only thing better than their bud is their customer service, and they have the lowest prices in town, according to my own personal research, by which I mean by my own personally highly biased research, by which I mean I was incredibly high when I did my biased research. Note of disclosure, we are very opinionated here, and all of the opinions that you hear herein are correct, but they're also just opinions, and they're the opinions of whoever is expressing them, not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, such as The Hidden Leaf, Firehouse, or The Kush Gang. All of whose logos you can see neatly located right here on the, I guess, right side of the screen. The website for The Hidden Leaf is thehiddenleafseville.com. That's thehiddenleafseville, all one word, .com. And it is where you can go to find both Firehouse and Kush Gang products at their Frosty Fridays sales event. Check the website for other times and events. And I do believe that's the ad read.
Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds like you got everything, I think.
I believe so. All right, well,
Question,
yes.
before I forget again. When you post a video on YouTube, can you go back and change the title of the video later?
Yes.
Good. You need to.
What?
Is it good? Because you need to, because you posted yesterday's video as the 4th, and it was the 5th.
Oh my. Well, let me take care of that right now.
Oh, you thought the 4th was with you, but it's Revenge of the 5th?
Yeah, basically.
And I meant to say that last night, and then I meant to say it again this morning earlier, and I forgot both times. So I will interrupt the stream to remember this time.
It is done. It is done. It is now weekly constitutional Ep 5 Weed the People, learning from at Legal Eagle about hashtag executive order.
Cool beans.
But it's dun dun da dun dun da dun dun da dun.
Dun 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 dun.
Yes, it
Dun
is.
dun 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 dun.
Oh.
You're up, Peanut Gallery.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun 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 dun.
I think we're trying to force this a little too much.
I believe
You know-
we may be marching in the wrong direction. However, it brings an imperial-sized smile to my face. We are goofy.
Yoda man.
No comments on grounds that I have choked on thinking of any actual puns for this.
Puns for this you have none?
Yeah, none. They're all gone.
Speak backwards you do, and piss me off it does.
I can read backwards. Speaking backwards takes a little bit more talent.
You know why episodes 4, 5, and 6 came before 1, 2, and 3?
No, why?
Did Yoda roast them?
In charge of numbering, I was.
Yup. Star Wars jokes. We always love them here.
Yes, we do.
All right. Well, we're not back from ads. We're in ad break, so we'll just continue making jokes until we get back from ad break.
That sounds fair.
So, on the show today, on Wait, Don't Tell Me, they have a humorist and comedian that I really like, playing Not My Job, Roy Wood Jr. from The Daily Show. I enjoy his humor. I have a feeling I'm not really the target audience necessarily. Although, when I stop and think about it, I think I might be, but I definitely, his humor is fun. I've seen some of his work outside the Daily Show, some of his just stand up, and that's pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
And we are back from ad. Well, let's go ahead and get it started.
All right.
Just make sure I open that up so I can hear that. Not. All right. Are you guys all clicked on everything?
I am.
I think so.
Which comes from Capital One. The Capital One
Can you hear
Venture
it?
X business card earns unlimited double miles
Yep.
on every purchase. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms and other AIs.
Peanut Gallery?
Yes.
You hear everything okay?
No, I have a minor hearing loss.
From NPR.
You have a... Never mind, I'm not doing this because I know where this is about to go. I know where I would take this. And I don't need to figure out what's going on.
You've waxed poetic enough. Hit play, please.
NPR and WBEZ Chicago, this is Wait, Don't Tell Me, the NPR News Quiz. I'm back, bitches.
Okay.
I'm Bill Curtis, and here is your host at the Studebaker Theater at the Fine Arts Building in Chicago, Illinois, Peter Sagal.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks, everybody. But just to say it again, thank you, Bill. We're so glad to have you back. Now, a lot of people have actually gotten in touch to ask, maybe with some concern, where you've been these last 6 weeks. Can you reveal it?
I can't reveal much, but let's just say this Brazilian butt lift didn't happen on its own.
Well, it's great to have you back, and we're also delighted
been
that
twerking on his
comedian Roy
hand?
Wood Jr. will be joining us later to play our games, and mainly we are delighted
Twerking on
that you
his
folks
shape.
listening can also call in to play. The number is 1-888-WAIT-WAIT. That's 1-888-924-8924. Let's welcome our first listener contestant. Hi, you're on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hey,
Hey, who is this?
this is Adam from Kansas City.
Oh, it's a great town. We were there just a few months ago. What do you do there?
I'm a musician and I do mortgage loans.
So you're a musician, but like on nights and weekends you do mortgage loans because that's your true passion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
someone's got to pay the bill.
Yeah, you sit there gigging, doing your music, and you're thinking, wow, tonight I get to originate a mortgage.
You nailed it. You
Yeah.
nailed it.
Well, welcome to the show, Adam.
Right?
Let me introduce you to
I
our
didn't
panel
expect
this
to
week.
hear
First,
that
a
either.
comedian who'll be performing at Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco on March 23rd. It's Helen Hong.
Hi, Adam. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Next,
Helen.
he is a humorist, a tool impresario, and the founder of Hatch Space Community Woodworking Shop and School in Brattleboro, Vermont. It's Tom Bodette.
Hi, Tom.
And a comedian who will be in St. Paul, Minnesota on March 21st at the Fitzgerald Theater. You might have heard of that. It's Paula Poundstone.
Hey, Adam.
Hi, Paula.
So, Adam, welcome to the show. You're going to start us off with Who's Bill this time. I'm so pleased to say Bill Curtis, back with us, is going to read you 3 quotations from the week's news. If you can correctly identify or explain just 2 of them, you'll win our prize, the voice of anyone from our show you might choose on your voicemail. You ready to go?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Here is your first quote.
List 5 things you did last week.
No.
Elon,
Adam,
Yeah.
who got that email?
DIA.
government employee.
USA.
Government
USA.
Yes, every federal employee,
Wow.
Including some in this room.
including somebody in the
Yeah.
audience, yes. Employees at every
giving that-
federal government agency received an email from the Office
everyone.
of Personnel Management over the weekend
I'm giving
requiring
that to
them to
everyone.
list 5 things
We all
they had
got
accomplished that week, or they would lose their jobs. This is part of Elon Musk's crusade to fire as many government workers as
I want to get that email. I do. Let me get that email. Let me get that email, not fill it out, not send it back and get fired.
Oh, I'd fill it out. I would entirely fill it out.
I could fill it out. I do way more than 5 things in a week for this company.
Let's see. Had
But
an
I don't
anxiety,
want to.
hated on Elon Musk. Bitched about the government. Hated
Right.
on Trump. And took a couple of shits.
Right. As well as used the restroom for number 2s.
For the record, if either of you would like that email address, you can send your own weekly recounting of things you've done. I can provide it to you.
I think maybe we should do a pop-up show this week. And go through the process of filling out an email, writing emails to that email address. I think we should do that as a group activity on the show sometime this week as a pop-up. Are y'all with me on that?
That sounds like fun.
All right. Yeah, no. Nikwork Entertainment and Nestor Industries hates me too much to ever actually fire me from this job. This is my Sisyphean punishment for somehow getting tangled up in this organization.
You can't quit and they won't fire you?
Right. I don't get out. I can't get jumped out. I don't get to die to get out of it. No, no, no. Necromancer's on staff to bring me back.
Yep.
This is a lifetime appointment gig. And unfortunately, they're there to make sure a lifetime is forever.
It's a lifetime, but they didn't specify whose lifetime.
Or what's lifetime?
That works too.
Lifetime of the universe. Oh. All right, back to the game.
Yeah.
Back to the game.
The people who waste taxpayer money doing useless busy work like keeping planes from running into each other.
I think this would be hard for anybody in any industry. Like,
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I couldn't do it. I can't think of 3 things I did in my life.
I can think of one thing. I'm a stand-up comedian, so my first thing was think of a funnier word than spatula. And then it just devolved from there.
Right. Is there a
Spatchcock.
funnier word than
Yes.
spatula?
No, not that I could find.
That was the, yeah.
I'm self-employed, so I knew the note was coming.
Who sent it? Did you send it to yourself?
I did,
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
you
were
know,
like, well, it's time to see what that Poundstone woman does to earn her keep.
I'll tell you something. Sometimes I see that look in my eye, and I know heads are gonna roll.
But apparently, some people got it and copped an attitude. You want 5 things I did last week? Your mom, your mom, your mom, your dad, and your mom.
That was definitely
That was
from
the
someone
New
at
York
the DMV.
branch.
Probably. All right. Here is your next quote, Adam.
This is the best thing to happen to sports in a long, long time.
That was somebody over on Twitter reacting to the latest attempt to modernize baseball. For spring training, Major League Baseball is trying out umpires who are what?
AI?
Yes, they're robot umpires. Very good. During spring training, Major League Baseball is experimenting with robot umpires to help call balls and strikes. The technology required to do this is amazing. Do you know how complicated it is to weld on a protective cup?
Are they going to teach the robots to spit? Because that's all I see
Right.
them doing ever is spitting and
Right.
chewing gum and then making like weird hand gestures.
And grabbing.
You're not a baseball fan,
bits.
No.
are you?
There'll be a little port that'll just spit out sunflower
Yeah.
seeds every once in a while.
No, what it is it's an automated system that uses lasers and cameras to judge the strike zone and see where the ball goes in it, and they act as fact checkers for the human ump. So if a player thinks the ump got a call wrong, he can appeal to the robot, and they get better results if they start the request with,
Nice.
"Oh, my silicon overlord, I beseech your judgment."
Well, it seems like there's a lot of jobs opening up for robots.
Cat said
I think
Roomba
when I
to
get
clean the
that prompt, "Are
baselines
you a
and
robot?"
plates.
I'm going to start
Yeah.
saying yes.
You're hired.
Yeah.
Good idea. Yeah, Elon Musk can send out a note to the robots. Tell me 5 things you did this week.
They're still
Is
going
there
to say
ever
your
an
mom.
end to the baseball season? I feel like
Another fan.
Yeah.
well, it's not that I dislike it. I just feel like, well, aren't there some months where they play it and then they stop?
Yeah, they generally
But
stop.
then there's more talk about
But
it.
that's when we talk about it.
I see.
You know.
Adam, your last quote is a headline from The Economist.
Amazon gains a thrilling new asset.
What thrilling and handsome new asset did Amazon just acquire the rights to?
GQ?
Oh my gosh. Can you give me a clue?
I can give you a hint, like instead of 1 day delivery, it'll be 007 days delivery.
Oh, God. The James Bond.
James Bond, yes, they bought the rights to James Bond.
I hope
that
you
would be
give me
hilarious.
hints. They're a lot like that last one because that was all but packaged for Adam.
Yeah, it's true.
You got that, Peanut Gallery?
I said MGM, the parent studio that owned James Bond, but it was actually a separate contract from MGM. I remember hearing this one, so I did not technically get it correct.
You got closer than I did.
Yep.
I'm giving it to you.
Okay.
Look, Amazon James Bond is going to be hilarious. They'll have a reason to have him dropping in by drone now.
Exactly. I still like that. I still like the idea of mimics as Amazon packages.
Yes.
Because that explains
Next
why
James
that's...
Bond movie,
That
Live
explains...
and Let Buy.
Oh. Gold card. It hurts. I don't even like James Bond. I am not a James Bond fan. So, like, this doesn't even, like, they're not ruining some property that I care about. But it still hurts. It's still corporatizing. Not that James Bond wasn't ever corporatizing. I mean, like, the Bond franchise has been doing whatever it can to rake in bucks. To Moonraker in bucks its entire life.
But, it's Amazon. They specialize in odd jobs and weird things.
I know several people, including family members, whose first exposure to James Bond was reading the serialized chapters in Playboy.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. Unfortunately, that's a part of the James Bond history that is overlooked and not talked about nearly as much as it should be.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I mean, actually, no, that makes absolutely perfect sense. It does, because that is very much in James Bond's image, very much in Playboy's image. I mean, that makes almost as much sense as a tattoo shop, tattoo parlor, and a coffee shop.
I mean, if nothing else, it did lend credence to I'm reading it for the article.
Right. That's exactly why. That's exactly what I mean. Like, it's like, oh, no, I don't like looking at naked women. I'm just reading James Bond. All right, back to the game.
Amazon has bought the rights to the James Bond franchise, which is good. I guess they'll make more movies, but it will not be the same when Q is like, I know you're used to carrying a Walther PPK 007, but Amazon's choice is an Omega 7-shot handgun with carrying case. and of course, they haven't announced exactly what they're going to do with him, but they have said in the first Amazon-made Bond movie, he'll be fighting a true global supervillain, local bookstores.
And I thought he was dead.
And of course, it's not just going to be movies because they own the whole IP, as the saying is. They could make a 007 sitcom where James Bond lives in Brooklyn with his quirky waitress roommate trying to make ends meet. They could make a kids version James Bond Babies.
Jimmy Bond.
Exactly, where he fights
Little Jimmy
like
Bond.
Gold Pinky. No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to cry.
Instantly, I'm reminded of a
Do you
bad
think Jeff
90s
Bezos
cartoon
just bought
that
it
did
'cause
not
he was
last
like
the full
pussy galore?
season, James Bond Jr.
Yep.
No, he did.
James
What
Bond
was
Jr.
it?
could be revived.
Oh, God.
Yes, there was an actual James Bond cartoon in the
That's
90s.
terrifying.
Come on, they tried to make a cartoon of everything.
I mean, they
Yeah,
did.
they
They did. Nintendo. They made a cartoon out of a video game magazine.
Yep.
Nintendo Power, and I watched that
Captain Power was
cartoon.
awesome.
I loved it, dude. That was actually it was better than the Super Mario Brothers cartoon.
By far.
Yeah.
Didn't have the random live action skits from the horrible actors.
I did like those random live action skits. I did like the Super Mario Brothers cartoon show, but I liked it because it was bad. Like, it was one of those, like, oh, this is awful. I love it.
So even at the time you were watching it ironically?
Oh yeah. I by that age I understood ironic viewing. But then again, that was something that I understood early on, because the hippies impart that kind of wisdom early. They're like, oh, we should watch this because it's stupid. All right. So,
Understandable.
yeah.
The whole reason for the Muppet Show.
Right. And as we covered yesterday, I was raised on the Muppet Show.
Yep.
I was raised on that kind of sense of humor too. So, of course, watching something ironically was. And the other reason, though, that I watched it was because the Legend of Zelda cartoon was actually decent.
Mm-hmm.
And occasionally...
Excuse me, what?
Yeah. The Legend of Zelda cartoon was actually, decent. It wasn't great, but it was better than the Super Mario. And it played during that show. I think it was only the first few episodes or the first season. By the second season, it was all Super Mario. But yeah, they had a Zelda cartoon. You didn't know this?
Unfortunately, the only one that I remember animated Zelda was the, well, excuse me, princess.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, I think that was the one.
Really? Ouch. I could not stand that.
Oh, man. I'm an easy audience. I am. I'm easily pleased. That's why I'm expensive, though. I might be easy, but I ain't cheap.
Ah.
I feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember if that was the animated Legend of Zelda cartoon that I'm thinking of. That was on at the same time.
This is a good question.
This is a good question. Oh, I will say one of my favorite jokes was in the they did in the Super Mario Brothers live interstitial bits. It was a crossover with Winston Zeddemore from the Ghostbusters. And he came in Like the actor came in at, like, I'm blanking on his name at the moment. But Winston came in.
Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson, thank you. Ernie Hudson came in as Winston Zedmore. And there was, like, he was going after a ghost or something, and he's about to go after it, and he stops, and he looks at Mario and goes, "If I'm not back in 10 minutes, put another dime in the meter." And I just, that, even as a kid, that just hit me. So it was like, yep, I get it. And as a kid, I understood why they couldn't do something more serious there, because this was a not serious kids show.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciated that they made a nod to that with that joke.
Yeah.
All right. Back to the show. Because we're back from commercials.
He did ask people, once he bought it, he did ask people on Twitter who they thought the next James Bond should be, because Daniel Craig is retired, you know. Also asking, can James Bond be bald? And should it be me? Bill, how did Adam do in our quiz?
The name is Bond, and he did very well. 3 in a row.
Congratulations, Adam. Well done.
Cheryl.
Thank you.
Right now, panel, it is time for you to answer some questions about this week's news. Helen, it's well documented that mood swings are one of the side effects of hormonal birth control. I say this as a feminist and an ally.
Don't I know it?
Well, one woman who started taking a new birth control recently reported a rather surprising side effect. What?
She got pregnant.
Having a baby? Whoopsie.
That would be a very interesting side effect.
That would be a horrible side effect. Can I have a hint?
Yes, she really, really, really wants to know if you'll still need him when he's 64.
Being obsessed with Paul McCartney?
Specifically, yes, worrying about him dying.
What?
That's a side effect of a birth control?
Yeah, apparently. Birth control.
That's really specific.
That's so specific.
I know,
Yeah,
it's very strange. It's a little weird, that's the thing. I mean, because all women know that birth control is a scientific marvel. It can protect you from pregnancy and make you cry at every TV commercial, right? I mean, the avocados came all the way from Mexico. That is so beautiful.
So wait. This brings up a question for me.
Yeah?
What if I'm not taking birth control, but I'm still crying at every commercial?
That's just called depression.
Oh.
Or conversely, just being way too empathetic with the TV screen.
I'm not sure which one I want to be the truth. They're both... They're both options.
Says that she experienced a very strange symptom when she went on a new kind of birth control. She cannot stop worrying about Paul McCartney dying. According to the woman, quote, every time I think of him, I start weeping. Doctors are, concerned. It's not serious, but still, they're trying a new prescription. It has different side effects. This one, for example, makes you want to murder Paul McCartney.
I was going to say, how did she know that it was specifically that? She got off it and she was like, oh, screw that guy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah?
Wow.
And then she went back on it. She was like, oh, Paul, Wings is the best.
That is weird. I'd like to see some more studies on that. I think
I
that's a little weird.
I think their sample size was 1.
No, but the doctors do say that this weeping over Paul McCartney, that's within normal, limits for mood swings brought on by hormonal changes. They would only start getting concerned if she was weeping over Ringo.
No, I disagree. I think, again, I feel that Ringo was within...
More parameters, right?
Yeah. I mean,
parameters.
I have no reason to go on birth control, but I would be willing to go on birth control and worry about Ringo.
I just can't contribute to this.
You can after you take this.
Is there a Viagra
Apparently.
version where if you took Viagra, Tom, you'd be like, oh no, Hootie and the Blowfish?
Probably.
Hootie and the Bluefish.
Hootie
Okay.
and the Blowfish.
Hootie and the Bluefish, yeah.
So there
no,
is
Spice
a
Girls.
side effect where you mispronounce older bands' names.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
I love the bottles.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, Peter, Paul, and Murray. Oh, my God, I love them.
No.
Oh, man. Oh, Paula.
Coming up, our panel is dressed to impress in our Bluff the Listener game called 1-888. Wait to play. We'll be back
She
in a
nearly
minute with
knocked
more
me out of
Wait,
my
Don't Tell Me
chair
from
with that
NPR.
one.
This message comes from Capital One. The Capital One traveling.
And the following message comes from Bowl and Brand. Message comes from Lisa. 40,000 donated to
PR and WBEZ
question I
Chicago.
have
This
is
is
after-
Wait, Don't.
After this episode aired, she's been around long enough that there are chances that she knows some of the people she mentioned, at least in passing, one way or another. It's like this episode passes. Do you think someone called her was like, we heard that. Very funny. Don't do it again.
No. No, because I don't think anybody has the spinal fortitude to stand up to Paula like that. Like, can you imagine? Yeah, no. I mean, that's a level of bravery I just don't think most people have. Like, I wouldn't want to face Paula like that. Nah, I'm good. She can make fun of me all she wants. I'm good. I mean, yeah, she carries herself with not just a confidence, but a self-possession that makes you feel like she could, yeah, she could handle you. Pardon me. All right.
Tell me the NPR News Quiz. I'm Bill Curtis. We're playing this week with Helen Hong, Tom Bodette, and Paula Poundstone. And here again is your host at the Studebaker Theater in downtown Chicago, Illinois, Peter Sagal.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks, everybody. Thank you all so much. Right now, it is time for the Wait, Don't Tell Me Bluff with the listener game. Call 1-888 Wait to play our game on the air. Or check out the pinned post on our Instagram page at WaitNPR. Hi, you're on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hi, this is Samara. I'm calling from Jersey City, New Jersey.
Jersey City, New Jersey. How are you?
Yeah.
Samara, great to talk to you. What do you do there?
Well, actually, I raised my kids here, and this is the first year they're both off to college, so I'm an empty nester.
Wow, some people find that depressing, but those people, they're nuts. How are you enjoying
it? It's okay. My dog and I have sort of a codependent relationship now. We hang out together, and my husband just deals with us, so it's okay.
Well, it's great to have you with us, Samara. You are going to play our game in which you must try to tell truth from fiction. Bill, what is your topic?
That's why I always do a fit check.
An outfit can say a lot about a person, show off their personality, show if they had mustard for lunch. Our panel is going to tell you about a whole new reason to care about what you wear. Pick the one who's telling the truth, and you'll win the waiter of your choice in your voicemail. You ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, here we go. First, let's hear from Helen Hong.
We've all done it. Spilled red wine on a white blouse or smeared cherry pie on a brand new white dress shirt. But why do we do it? Scientists now may have an answer. Researchers in the Deliciousness Lab at the University of Pennsylvania Hershey campus noticed a strange pattern in their taste test data. Very different reactions to the same foods based on the color of your outfit. You may know intellectually that it's a terrible mistake to eat a bright yellow curry with your fingers, but if you're wearing white, your intellect seems to be taken out of the question, one researcher told Flavor Studies Weekly. The scientists have no theory as to why white clothing makes everything taste better, and dry cleaners hope they never do.
A scientific study proving that wearing white just makes you want to eat those messy foods.
That is entirely possible.
Your next story in style comes from Tom Bodette.
Before you head down to the river with your fly rod to outsmart some fish, you might think about wearing something other than your lucky shirt. Fish, it turns out, can remember what you wore last week when they watch you yank their buddy out of the weeds by the lips. They won't look at a thing you throw them. Researchers at the Max Planck Institute of Animal Behavior have established through a series of experiments with actual fish over 12 days in the Mediterranean that fish can remember what people wear. The experiments were based on divers feeding fish while dressed one way and noting how the fish would go to any diver dressed that way and would not go back to the same diver dressed another way.
This is entirely possible.
Researcher Malin Tomasek said in a statement, "It really shows that we have strong misconceptions of fish cognition. The team hopes their study could make humans reconsider the way they treat fish. Like, maybe don't keep changing your clothes when you feed them just to mess with their little heads."
Fish can remember what you were wearing, and they probably have opinions about it.
This is also
Your last
possible.
outfit bit
so
comes from
A
Paula
and B are
Poundstone.
both possible.
Police in Bay City, Wisconsin arrested Virginia Welpner at the local International House of Pancakes on a charge of indecent exposure. "I spilled boysenberry syrup on my lap. I thought it was maple," says Welpner. "I was halfway to the ladies' room before the whole top of my leggings was just gone. I wasn't just running around the IHOP with my Mary Ellen on display. There was a cop right there eating, and he didn't believe me." Biochemist Andrea Michaels says, "This particular spandex synthetic fabric not only disintegrates instantly on contact with boysenberry syrup, but also erodes any other fabric the combination has contact with. It's a phenomenon we've never encountered before. Not that many people use the boysenberry syrup." The Prescott, Arizona Methodist Church Pancake Prayer Breakfast had several exposures that included Arizona State Legislator Quang Nguyen and Pastor Paul Matlock. "I didn't even want boysenberry syrup. It was the only one not being used," claims Pastor Matlock.
All right, then. An interesting discovery about clothing made this week and reported by one of our panelists. Which is it? Is it from Helen?
No dying. I don't want to fill out paperwork.
Trying not to. Pardon me. So which one do you think it is?
I'm taking C just because I want that.
That's kind of where I'm going. The other two are incredibly, possible. To the point where I think I've heard stories about both. Which makes me think those are not the ones. Usually when they do that, they set it up so that two of them sound plausible, and the third ridiculous one is not.
I want C, but I'm going with B.
You'll go B?
I'll go Bravo.
I'll go Alpha, just so that we've got one on each. Because I really can't figure it out. I'm really kind of stuck. C is so ridiculous that, I can't believe it's true. But, it's also the kind of thing that they would bank on.
Mm-hmm.
Discovery that white clothes actually make your food taste better, which is why you end up smearing it on the white clothes. From Tom, fish can remember what you were wearing from the last time they saw you, and, maybe they won't like it that you've changed. Or from Paula Poundstone, boysenberry syrup, the kind they have at IHOP, can dissolve most clothing fabrics. Which of these is the real story that we found about clothing in the news?
Oh, my goodness. Let's try Helen's story about the color in the food.
You're going to try Helen's story about the fact that wearing white clothing makes you just crave the foods that will stain.
No.
All right.
I was just testing you.
Thanks,
You were
Peter.
just testing. You were just testing.
Thanks, Peter.
All right, so it's Tom's story about the fish.
So you're changing your mind. You're going to go, all right, with Tom's story, okay? All right. Well, to find out if that was
Okay,
the right
so it
choice,
is
let's
B.
listen to this.
It kind of goes against our understanding of fish as like maybe not the smartest creatures.
That was Sarah Hashemi, who is a science journalist at the Smithsonian Magazine. Congratulations, Samara. You got it right. You earned a point for Tom, and you've won our prize, the voice of your choice in your voicemail. Congratulations, Samara.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Cute. Very cute.
Yeah.
And now the game where we ask famous people about obscure things. It's called Not My Job. Roy Wood Jr. became famous in the last decade or so on The Daily Show, but he's been doing stand-up since he was 19. He's got a new stand-up special now out on...
Just so we're aware, by the way, Peanut Gallery is in the lead by 2 points right now.
Fair enough.
He's got 3. You and I both have 1.
Out on Hulu, Lonely Flowers. And he's also the host of Have I Got News for You on CNN, which is, of all things, a comedy quiz show about the week's news. What an idea! Roy Wood Jr., welcome to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hey. This is a nice concept,
Yeah, it's like, yeah. We've had comedians on the show, we've had podcasters on the show, we've had game show hosts on the show. We've never had anybody who has exactly my job on the show. So it's a lot harder than it looks, isn't it, Roy?
It's very hard.
Yeah.
This is very difficult.
Yeah,
And I don't have smooth Bill Curtis making everything feel better.
Look at the smile on his face, Peter. You can tell it's not hard for him at all. He's just trying to get you off his back.
I have another show that I'm getting ready to host called Fortune of the Wheel. Letters,
yeah,
sentences.
smart, very smart, very smart. I want to talk about your new special, Lonely Flowers, which is truly great on Hulu. And I found out some things about you that, and this is my fault, I did not know, including that you started doing stand-up when you were 19 years old.
Yeah,
which is amazing.
I was still in school at Florida A&M. Yeah.
Right, and what inspired you to pursue that difficult life?
It didn't seem difficult. It was just like you just drive and talk to strangers, and I get paid in Goldschlager and Rumpelmints. This seems like an ideal career path. And
right.
I was going to school for journalism, and I would get laughs. And so I was just like, all right, well, this feels like comedy. I'm going to go do that. And I would just sleep in bus stations and do stand-up, get back to Tallahassee on Monday, and go to Golden Corral that night, work, and just go to class the next 3 days. And that was my life.
There are a couple things about that I wanted to ask you about, one of which is that you've said that job at Golden Corral, which is a buffet, was like one of the most important formative experiences of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that every American should either serve in the military a year or the food service industry for 3 years.
Agreement here.
Yep.
Those two, because especially the restaurant industry.
I think he
when
has
you work
that
in a
backwards,
restaurant,
though.
especially a mid-size like that with a staff of about 40 to 50 back in front of house. That job, your first job as a teenager, that's the first time you encounter adults who don't give a about you. Most adults, I'm serious, most adults in your life up until that point have a vested interest in you being okay.
Right.
But I worked with a dude we literally called Cocaine Mike. This is a man who's 39 and doesn't care what 18-year-old Roy, and he's going to talk to you about life. And I feel like it also introduces you to every type of American. I worked in North Florida, so everything from white supremacists to nuns to pastors to gangbangers to you meet literally every type of person, and you have to figure out a way to connect with them.
Yep.
It's hands down the best life school I ever got was $2.13 an hour in Tallahassee, Florida.
Wow, that's amazing. Just out of
I
curiosity.
mean, very
This is
true.
like the best commercial for Golden Corral I've ever heard in my life.
You've been
those bastards have never reached out. You know, McDonald's reaches out to all of their, like, oh, this is Macy Gray. Look at Macy Gray. Put on the apron. They never reach out.
This is the first time I have ever wanted to go to a Golden Corral
So,
in my
but
life.
here's the question. You've been pretty famous for at least a decade on TV, The Daily Show, a lot of other things. Has anybody who, like, knew you back then reached out and said, Roy, I was the white supremacist, remember me? I was the guy with the Nazi tattoo.
I'm Cocaine Mike.
For example.
Right?
I don't know where Cocaine Mike is, but I sure hope that prison has NPR. And
There's another story you tell in the special, which I actually, and I was unexpected.
That brings up something that I wanna say. I feel like prisons and jails should offer NPR. They should offer like the ability to listen to NPR without having to like buy your own little radio at their overpriced commissary prices. They should have a. I have an opinion about that there.
Fair enough.
Wait, you have an opinion?
Right?
Really?
I have an opinion about the carceral system and NPR. Oh my gosh.
It's unexpected because it's extremely funny, and I didn't expect to be moved. You start back when you were staying in bus stations because you couldn't afford hotel, and the story is that your mother found out. Somebody ratted you out to your mom, and she didn't know you were out doing comedy, right?
she had a student that was a baggage handler at the bus station, and he went to her class. She was a college professor. And he went to my mom's class the next day and said, Dr. Wood, I saw your son sleeping in the bus station. You ain't seen none of my damn son sleeping in the bus station. My baby in Tallahassee. No, he's not, Joyce. He's downtown. He's sleeping at the bus station. And so my mom never agreed or understood why comedy was what I wanted to do, but she was the one who put down for what ended up being my first road car, because she didn't want me sleeping in bus stations. And it was essentially, I don't know why you do this, but you seem focused, your grades have gotten better. Here's a car so you won't sleep in the bus stations. To which I said, thank you. And like that car extended my reach, it changed everything. And I think my mom's objective was to get me the car so that I could drive back to Tallahassee after the show, but instead I would now just travel twice as far
and sleep in the car.
And sleep in the car.
Right.
In bus station parking lots.
Well, Roy, it is so great to talk to you, and we have asked you here to play a little game with us. This time we're calling the game,
Have We Got Booze for You?
So you host CNN's Have I Got News for You? We're going to ask you 3 questions about ghosts and hauntings. Booze.
I believe in ghosts, by the way.
You do? Do you have any reason to believe in ghosts?
Yeah, I was dating a widower, and we were trying to have sex, and I kept getting a Charlie horse, and I feel like it was a dead husband.
Does Joyce know about this?
No, she doesn't know about it. My baby ain't having no sex round no more.
Oh, God. Oh.
You can't say that. This isn't CNN, Roy. We can't go blue here on NPR. Well, all right. Knowing both your belief in the supernatural and the reasons therefore, I will still proceed. Bill, who is Roy Wood Jr. playing for?
Peter Grieving of Clarksville, Georgia.
All right. Here's your first question. One of the most famous hauntings in U.S. history was the Red Ghost, the spirit that haunted rural Arizona in the late 1800s. People were quite relieved, though, when the Red Ghost turned out to be what? Was it A, vaudeville comedian who was trying to promote himself as being, quote, dead funny? B, a basset hound, which no one in Arizona had ever seen before? Or C, a feral camel that had been a part of a failed camel cavalry in the U.S. Army?
C.
Ooh.
C. It's C. It's definitely
that
C.
feels like
You
a
said C, Cat?
Give me C.
Yeah.
Give me the camel
C.
cavalry.
You got it, and that's correct.
Nice.
It was a camel. It had run away from the camel cavalry without enjoying itself. People would
Clearly.
What?
We all could see that one clearly.
You
Yeah.
said that too?
Yes.
All right.
get scared. The Army Camel Corps, by the way, was created by Jefferson Davis, one of his many, many good ideas. All right. All right. Second question. Every country has their own legends of ghosts, their own versions. In Japan, for example, you could be visited in the middle of the night by a kamikiri, a ghost that does what? A, gives you a really, really bad haircut. B, just sits, looks at you, shakes its head, sighs, and leaves. Or C, raids your refrigerator and invariably steals what you were saving for lunch the next day.
I'm going with.
I'm
going
Japan
with
has
A.
a lot of customs around food, so I don't think a ghost would be disrespectful on the food side of things.
Not even a ghost. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that logic.
I'm going with bad haircut.
Maybe bad haircut. I've seen some bad haircuts in Asia. I've been over there a couple of times. Maybe it was a ghost that did it.
So your choice is A, the haircut. Roy is right. He picked correctly.
Wow.
It is.
Okay.
Nice.
What did you?
I said nothing.
Oh, okay.
Stories spread back in olden days about people walking down the streets of Japan, and all of a sudden their hair would fall to the ground without them noticing. It was the kamikiri. You're doing very well, Roy. One more question for you. Last question. A lot of people believe ghosts are real. In fact, so many people believe in ghosts. Which of these is true? A, in New Mexico, you can drive in the carpool lane if you have a ghost in the car. B, Vermont taxpayers are allowed to claim a ghost as a dependent. Or C, if you are selling a home in New York, you have to disclose if it is haunted.
C.
C.
And as much as I want to believe that New York has to declare ghosts, New York won't even declare bad pipes. Moving to these places and it's all types of stuff.
I mean, he's
Vermont
right.
seems like a nice, fun, happy-go-lucky type of place. Give me claiming a ghost on the taxes.
No, it was in fact, if you sell a house in New York, you have to tell people if you believe the house is haunted.
Wow. You said that right, Peanut Gallery?
I actually knew that one well in advance.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You said that too, Kat?
Yeah.
I feel like I knew it. I know I said it. I feel like I knew it, but I'm not sure that I knew it.
How did Roy Wood Jr. do in our quiz?
2 out of 3 gives you bragging rights for your panel.
Congratulations, Roy. You won.
you.
Yay.
Yay.
Roy Wood Jr. is a comedian and the host of CNN's Have I Got News for You. His new stand-up special, Lonely Flowers, which is both funny and a little heartbreaking, is streaming on Hulu. Roy Wood Jr., what a joy to talk to you. Thank you so much for being with us. Great pleasure to talk to a brother in quiz. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Roy.
Thanks, Roy.
Brother in quiz.
In just a minute, Bill reveals the #1 sign your man is cheating in the Listener Limerick Challenge. Call 1-888-WAIT-WAIT to join us on the air. We'll be back in a minute with more of
Auto.
And here again is your host at the Studebaker Theater in Chicago, Illinois, Peter Sagal.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you so much. In just a minute, Bill loads up at the all-you-can-read Limerick Buffet in our Listener Limerick Challenge game. If you'd like to play, give us a call at 1-888-WAIT-WAIT. That's 1-888-924-8924. Right now, panel, some more questions for you from the week's news. Paula, if you really love a movie, we all know you can buy a poster for the movie. Maybe you can get a T-shirt with a movie. You can even these days get a commemorative popcorn bucket where you go to see it in the theater. But these days, apparently, the newest, hottest kind of movie merchandise is what?
The star comes and lives with you for a weekend.
That'd be nice, I guess, depending on the movie.
That's a good one.
De Niro.
Yeah, really? You'd go for De Niro right away?
Yeah, no, he stayed with me for a weekend.
Yeah, how was that?
He's a nice guy, but the cursing.
Well, that's good for you, but that was not the answer.
Do give me a hint, would you?
Wow. What is that you're wearing? Is that Top Gun Maverick I smell?
Scent.
Fragrance?
Yes, movie tie-in fragrances. If you watched Nosferatu, say...
No.
No, you both said that?
Yeah.
As it cologne.
Necromancer cologne. No, thank you.
No.
Smells like cloves, cinnamon, and rotting flesh.
Or termites. It might smell like termites.
And rotting flesh.
And said to yourself, man, I wish I could get a whiff of those rats. You can now buy Eau de Macabre. That's real. It's a scent inspired by the film. It has notes of lilac, moss, whetstone, and desperate marketing exec flop sweat.
Yeah, that's a reach. You know, even like when a celebrity comes out with their own, right? You're like, okay, did they go in the lab and make that? No. Did they like take scrapings from them and make it? No. I remember when Cher first, she was one of the first celebrities ever owned scent, and it just always irked me somehow. I like Cher, but I don't want to smell like her necessarily. That's weird.
I don't want to smell anything that has scrapings off of anyone.
Tom, the computer company HP wanted to encourage more people to use their website to get customer service, so they came up with what innovation on their toll-free telephone helpline?
Well, like what they all do, they just put you in an endless loop of options until you reach the one that says, or you can check our website at hp.org, and you won't waste your entire life listening to these options. Unless you'd like them to start again, press 8.
I'm going to give it to you because basically what they did was they kept everybody on hold a minimum of 15 minutes.
Wow.
That's so low life.
Right.
It really is.
You know what? There's got, if we still prosecuted people for crimes, they should be prosecuted.
Yup.
Yeah.
They chose 15 minutes because science has shown that's as much hold music as the human brain can withstand. And
They have not
basically
tested
they
me.
decided to drop. This was in
Nope.
Europe, in their helpline in Europe, and they decided to drop.
I can wait on hold for hours if it's important enough.
Yep.
I will hold until there is somebody there to talk to me. You are
That is
not.
what they invented speakerphone and a charge cord for.
Exactly.
They were saying that's the longest anybody could withstand hold music. Dude, sometimes it actually has a good bop to it.
Like, yeah, I have been on hold music that had a decent bop and was like, oh, I was getting into that. But then again, there are also times when I've been on hold that I've heard the same scratchy, static-filled loop of the worst parts of Fur Elise.
Yeah.
And
it always sounds like they decided to give an actual vinyl record to a 3-year-old for 5 minutes, and then they took that to the recording studio and transferred it as an MP3 so you could listen to it as hold music.
Well, but instead they took it to not the recording studio, but the radio studio, and then recorded the radio, like put a little audio recorder up to the speaker. Like, because it's staticky. It's like, how are you getting analog audio static now? How is this happening? Like,
They made sure to spill orange soda over the console before they pressed the record button.
Yes.
That really is what it feels like. But I can withstand it just so that I can yell at a normal human being for a minute before they hang up on me.
Yeah.
Sir, did you call us for help, or did you just call to yell at us? I just called to yell at you. Please put me through to your supervisors so I can yell at them. I don't really want to yell at you. You're underpaid for this job.
Mm-hmm.
Yelling at you is helping me.
Right? I feel a lot better. All right, back to the show.
Drop this policy because they were caught.
Oh.
And the problem was that people were so furious that when they did finally hang up the phone and go online, many of the AI chatbots quit, saying they couldn't take the stress.
What happened to the people who stayed on longer than 15 minutes?
They're
Did they
dead.
finally
They're
get...
all dead.
Yes, the people, if you were willing to brave it out, they would eventually sort of give in, and somebody would answer. You'd get a customer service person who would be like, fine, what is it?
The one guy.
One guy. Paula, it's stylish to get a layered haircut or wear layered clothing, but the latest trend is layering your what?
Ooh, chin.
I've been waiting for that to
well,
come
it's
in.
sure not a secret anymore. It's a new degree of dry idea.
Oh, a deodorant.
Oh, layering your antiperspirant?
Yeah, your deodorants, yeah.
You said that, didn't you?
I said nothing.
Cat?
I said underwear.
Oh.
Yes, the hot new
Although
beauty
I
hack is to give
underwear
yourself a
and
custom scent by combining...
What?
I said underwear and socks, but either way, still not deodorant.
I swear I heard you say deodorant. But, okay.
Nope.
Well, this puts me tied with Peanut Gallery now.
Perfumes, lotions, and deodorants. Consider this a shot across the bow for you folks who forgot to put on one layer of deodorant this morning.
So, I do not wear deodorant. I don't wear any deodorant ever. I haven't worn deodorant since I was like 17 or 18.
Okay.
Both of you have been in vicinity of me, like close enough to realize, like if a normal person didn't wear deodorant, you think you'd be able to smell that, right? For as close as you've both been trapped in a car with me. You've both been. Do I have a smell other than cigarettes and coffee and weed?
I'm glad you added that last one before I could say something.
Honestly, not usually. Occasionally, when you've got your 5-hour energy, I can smell that real clear.
You can smell the 5-hour energy. So
Yeah.
I smell like peach mango.
Honestly, to me, it's more like super sweet juicy fruit.
Super sweet juicy fruit. Coffee, cigarettes, weed, and super sweet juicy fruit. That's my smell.
I mean, it changes given on the day that we run into you, but yeah.
All right. We should market this as my scent. We should find a way to do this and make this merch happen.
You need to have a movie first.
No, I don't.
He's got music videos, that counts.
But remember, that's the new marketing theme for movies.
True. I am a movie. Let's not forget that. This whole thing that we're doing, like this whole it's all just one long movie for the audience, and the audience just has to fill in the empty gaps in between shows.
I mean, there's that, but I still say the music videos count.
I've put out well over 2 hours of actual just music videos.
See? They count.
Coffee, cigarettes, weed, and an occasional dash of juicy fruit.
Yep.
Of sweet fruit. Is it... Okay. Are the cigarettes an offensive smell? And I realize I'm asking for an opinion here.
Oh, we are an opinionated show.
We
We've
are.
already, yes.
And neither
Yeah.
of you are smokers, so already I'm asking for, I'm not asking the target demographic. I'm asking someone outside that target demographic.
For me, it's less a case of offensive as knowing going in, if I can smell that scent, I'm going to have an allergy reaction at some point in the next 24 hours.
Oh, wow. Do you...
Depending on how heavy it is.
Can you take Benadryl or Zyrtec or something?
I mean, I can. It doesn't really work because what I've got is basically something that developed after living with parents that smoked from the time I was born until they both passed.
Okay.
As long as I was living in the house with them, it wasn't something that I noticed. But once I moved away and went back, it was like, oh, okay, my eyes are now itchy and swollen, and I can't, my head is all stuffed. Depending on what I'm doing, I can handle it for short bouts, and it doesn't. And when I say short bouts, I mean like an hour or 2 or 3, and I'm fine.
And
but
better outside than inside.
Oh yeah. What you
car
could
rides, we should leave windows rolled down and stuff. Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah.
Also, probably we shouldn't carpool in those cases. For the long
not for
ones.
yeah.
Maple Fest. We shouldn't
carpool.
for...
That was okay because there was enough in and out where it wasn't building up and bothering me. I had a chance to clear out of my sinuses in between.
The drive up there, though, was a long way. Also, the car wasn't nearly as heavily inundated with cigarettes and nicotine at that point. It was still very new.
What you could potentially switch out the 2 cents with, or switch that scent out with, is just a general smoky wood smoke scent.
Right. I mean, that's what I would go for, is a more wood smoke than cigarette smoke, but...
To me, cigarette smoke smells more bitter, more ashy.
It does. It does. There's a very rich umami smell underneath that I really like, but that I know other people don't.
So what you would do is you would swap in something like wood smoke and raw tobacco.
Right.
So you'd have the elements that you like without the ashy bitter.
And hopefully without whatever would make you have an allergic reaction.
Honestly, if it's a synthetic perfume, that is a toss-up. Most synthetic perfumes, especially most floral synthetics.
Yeah, anything with lavender, I have a topical allergic reaction to.
Yeah.
I am highly allergic to lavender.
Yeah.
Like, skin starts breaking apart. Kind of allergic. Not just the small rash, but like bloody, yucky, terrifying, gross. All right. And on that note, let's get back to the show.
Yes, let's.
I don't really belong on the earth any longer.
Oh dear.
Really?
No.
This is finally what inspired you to ask the mothership
you,
to take you
Paula.
home. Everything you put up with.
I'm so glad this is just catching on. After raising 3 teenage boys and going through those periods where the house is just a cloud of complex carbon molecules from Axe body spray, and just trying to imagine that mixed with the Old Spice.
no. It's a repulsive idea.
Yeah, really.
No, I couldn't.
But if you are thinking of trying this yourself, just remember you want to hit all 4 scents: salt, fat, acid, and heat.
Oh, that's just terrifying.
Coming up, it's Lightning Fill in the Blank, but first it's the game where you have to listen for the rhyme. If you'd like to play on air, call
All
or
right,
leave
guys,
a message
ready?
at 1-888-WAIT-WAIT.
Yep.
That's 1-888-924-8924.
I know we're in break.
You can catch us most weeks right here at the Studebaker Theater in Chicago, Illinois. You can also see us on the road. We'll be at the Walt Disney Theater at the Dr. Phillips Center in Orlando, Florida on March 20th. For tickets and information, just stroll on over to nprpresents.org. Hi, you're on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hi, this is Corbin Weir calling from the Kansas City metro area.
Hey, the Kansas City metro area. Thank you for identifying that. What do you do there in the Kansas City metro area?
I work for a physician member organization, and my team and I handle all things related to public health for the organization.
Wow. Do you realize that it might just fall to you to do it for the whole country because no one else will at this point?
Yeah, it's been a really long year.
Well, welcome to the show, Corbin. Bill Curtis is going to read you 3 news-related limericks with a last word or phrase missing from each. If you can fill in that last word or phrase correctly in 2 of the limericks, you will be a winner. Are you ready to play?
I am.
Here is your first limerick.
Cheating men can make first dates feel bitter. I'll make sure that he's ready to quit her. 'Cause my bright, shiny flakes help point out his mistake. When I hug him, he covered in...
Glitter.
Glitter.
Dander?
Dander?
Really?
No, try, sorry.
Let's hear it again. Let's hear it again.
Cheating men can make first dates feel bitter. I'll make sure that he's ready to quit her. 'Cause my bright, shiny flakes help point out his mistake. When I hug him, he's covered in...
Glitter.
Yes, glitter. Apparently, the latest thing for those young women going out to the clubs is they douse themselves with glitter spray before they go out as a way to ward off men who are cheating on their partners. The idea is that men who are in relationships will avoid cheating with someone wearing glitter because they're afraid they'll get glitter all over them and their partner will notice when they go home. Hey, I think
that's
I finally
actually
figured out
brilliant.
why I keep getting in trouble whenever I come home from my guy's craft night.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Peter,
you-
you got a little something on your head.
Yeah. You go to Michael's for men, too?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
All right.
hey.
Here is your next
Michael's
limerick.
is for
Trending
men.
fashion serves more than hot looks. We think literacy's a strong hook. But no, there's no need to turn pages and read. We take pictures of models with
Books.
Yes, very good. Fashion brands like J. Crew, Prada, and Tiffany's are now using books to appeal to female consumers, a tactic straight men on the subway have been using for years.
So are these women models in women's clothes? Like,
Yes, yeah.
It's hot to be smart. Is
It's
that
hot to
the
be
thing?
smart and at home alone with your books. I guess. I don't know. I feel that way.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
We're ahead of the curve,
It's so
fashion-wise, Tom.
sad.
All right, here's your last limerick.
a podiatrist I'd love to meet, or my gimmick is hard to repeat. My toes' immense pain is the internet's gain as I drop heavy things on my
feet.
Is it feet?
What?
It is
It
feet,
is.
yes,
It
and a
is.
trend that doctors are praising for letting them buy a new summer home. Hundreds of people on social media are filming themselves dropping heavy objects on their own feet and then rating the pain on a scale from 1 to, wait, oh my God, my thirst for clicks has made me a fool. I see that now.
Do you see why I feel I don't belong on the earth?
I
know. Wow. I would not, A, do that, and B, I would not enjoy viewing that.
No, but people do. It's amazing. Some of the
yeah.
objects dropped on feet in these videos include cases of soda, air fryers, vacuum cleaners. Those are especially popular because you can use them to clean up the bone fragments.
Is this like that Tide Pod challenge kind of thing, where
It's
you
sort of like
you do
that. It's one of the-
something really
Yeah, and it sort of
self-
catches on, and people start posting, and they try to outdo each other. Well, that guy dropped a vacuum, I'll drop a printer or something. But I'm not impressed by people who are doing those videos because it's silly. I want to meet the guy who drops stuff on his feet and doesn't film it, who just does it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, those are the real players.
Yeah. Bill, how did Corbin do on our quiz?
Perfect score at 3-0. Kansas.
Today's pre-rolls brought to you by the Hidden Leaf, downtown Charlottesville, 105 West Main Street, Suite 200, above the bricks, between the Green Cauldron and Hamilton's. A great place to go with some great buds to get some great buds, eh, bud? And they have the lowest prices in town, according to my own highly biased research, by which I mean my eye was incredibly high when I did my biased research. They also have the
received.
Don't forget to check the website for... Timing was perfect. Don't forget to check the website for times and events. The website is thehiddenleafseville.com. That's thehiddenleafseville, all one word, .com. It's amazing how much better I am at the ad read when I've already smoked a whole one of these.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I had that slight glitch. Perfect time for,
Peanut Gallery's message notification.
Bingo. That's what I was working for there. That's what I was trying to get to. I mean, what I don't get is why the second ad read is so much better than the first. Why I do it so much better.
Yeah.
Because it's not like...
You have time to warm up.
Okay. I was going to say, it's not like I'm, sober when I do the first ad read. Because I've been smoking all morning. Time to warm up, though. That works. That makes a lot of sense.
You got in the groove to talking to the camera as opposed to... I'm just starting to... it's just starting to do this today.
Right? The brain's still trying to fire off.
Mm-hmm.
That. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go, friends. That explains it, eh?
Yep.
They are smart.
I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT. I mean, SMRAT.
Hit the play button.
Is strong.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Good luck being in charge of the entire nation's health.
Yeah, good luck.
Take care.
I'm going to need it.
All right. Bye-bye.
This message comes from NPR sponsor Land's End Outfitters. Your brand is important, and they create apparel your team will want to wear. Go to business.landsend.com/pod20 and use code POD20 for 20% off your...
Japan, if anybody's looking.
Bill, how did Helen do in our quiz?
5 right, 10 more.
Action against them.
What?
Viewers. Unveiled a revamped version.
Canada?
No, you...
Airplanes.
Right.
Gives her a total of...
FDR's bookers are locked.
What
Viewers
the?
notice the Oval...
Citizenship.
Right. Right. Plays final game.
Land.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Good luck being in charge of the entire nation's health.
Yeah, good
We're
luck.
just going to go ahead and listen to
All
that
right.
commercial again.
Bye-bye.
I don't trust the forward button all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
So, as it stands, The scores.
This message comes from NPR
are,
sponsor
Cat
Land's End Outfitters. Your
in
brand is important,
second
and they
place
create apparel
with
your
7.
team will want to wear.
And
Go to
Peanut Gallery, you and I are tied with
business.landsend.com/pod20
9.
and use code POD20
Nice.
for 20% off your first product.
Not our
It's time for our
best
final
scores,
game,
not our
Lightning
worst.
Fill in the blank. Each of our players will have 60 seconds in which to answer as many fill in the blank questions as they can. Each correct answer now worth 2 points. Bill, can you give us the scores?
Paula has 2. Tom and Helen each have 3.
All right, Paula, that means you are in second place, so you're going to go first. Here we go. Fill in the blank. During his first cabinet meeting, President Trump asked if anyone was unhappy with blank's role in the administration.
Elon Musk.
Right. According to the new data, the number of...
You both said that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did not.
In women's clothes? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
This message comes from
Really?
landsend.com/.
One was unhappy with blank's role in the administration.
Elon Musk.
Right. According to the new data, the number of Americans filing for blank reached a 3-month high.
Bankruptcy?
Right. This week, the USDA outlined their strategy to control the spread of blank flu.
Bird.
Right.
Bird flu.
On Tuesday, the White House floated the idea of a $5 million gold card offering wealthy foreigners a direct path to blank.
As opposed to green card.
Citizenship.
Right. During a daring heist this week, a group of thieves in the UK stole blank from Blenheim Palace.
I don't know. A big painting.
A golden toilet. On Wednesday, a Texas-based space company launched a craft headed for the blank.
Headed for the
Moon?
The moon?
Right. On Thursday, a study found a link between extreme blank and accelerated
Moon
aging.
there?
A study found
Sports?
between extreme.
You both said moon, right?
Yeah.
I said sun.
Oh, you said sun. I said moon.
Okay.
Extreme sports is my guess on this one.
Warts.
Not a clue.
I'm stumped.
Themselves dropping heavy objects on their own feet and then rating the pain on a scale from 1 to wait. Oh my God, my thirst for clicks has made me a fool. I see that now.
Fart.
Understandable, I guess, but sadly means now that all of FDR's boogers are lost to history.
What the hell?
The moon?
Right. On Thursday, a study found a link between extreme blank and accelerated aging.
A study found
Extreme
between
sports?
extreme depression.
No, extreme heat.
Oh.
This week, President Trump sent the Oval Office's Resolute desk to be cleaned and refinished, and many suspect it was because Elon Musk's small son blanked.
White boogers on it.
That's exactly right. During their joint press conference last week in the Oval Office, sharp-eyed
where
viewers
that
noticed
came
Elon
from.
Musk's little kid pick his nose and then wipe it on the Resolute desk. Trump then immediately sent the antique
My
desk
boogers are the
to be
best.
deep
No other
cleaned and
boogers, just
refurbished,
mine.
which
My
was
boogers are the
understandable, I
best.
guess, but sadly means now that all of
What?
My boogers are the best. No one else's, just mine. My boogers are the best.
because you can use them to clean up the bone fragments.
Is this like
I'd be able to hit pause.
like that Tide Pod challenge kind of thing where
It's
you
sort of
you
like
do-
FAA confirmed that two blanks nearly collided. It was understandable, I guess, but sadly means now that all of FDR's boogers are lost to history.
Yeah.
I'm not
Usually
pausing
there's
again.
a little drawer
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah. Bill, how did Paula do in our quiz?
She got 6 more points. 12 right gives her a total of 14. Doing well.
There we go.
All right, I am going to arbitrarily pick Helen to go next. Fill in the blank, Helen. On Tuesday, the FAA confirmed that two blanks nearly collided in Chicago.
Airplanes.
Airplanes.
Right, on Wednesday, Israel said it would not remove its troops from Egypt's border with blank.
Gaza.
Right, this
Gaza.
week, health officials in Texas confirmed the first death from a growing blank outbreak.
Measles.
Measles.
Right, on Monday, the U.S. reached an agreement
Yeah.
with blank to access their rare earth minerals.
Ukraine.
Canada?
No, Ukraine. This week, a man in Washington State
Did you
was
say
arrested
that?
after he crashed a car at
Yeah.
an intersection one day after he had blanked.
Crashed a car at an intersection.
Close enough,
Audit?
crashed his car at exactly the same intersection.
Wow.
On Tuesday, Amazon unveiled a revamped version of their digital assistant blank.
Alexa.
Right. This week, a restaurant in Japan that had gotten a couple of bad reviews decided to deal with that by blanking.
Burning down.
Giving out free sushi.
No, they responded to the bad reviews by putting a bounty out on the heads of the reviewers. A ramen shop in Kyoto, Japan got a pair of very negative reviews and handled it in the normal way. They posted pictures of the reviewers and
I didn't
offered
see that coming.
100,000 yen to anyone who could provide personal details, addresses, or, quote, take action against them.
What?
It's true. You can learn all about it in the fabulous new documentary, Jiro Dreams of Murder.
That's a job opening there in Japan, if anybody's looking.
Bill, how did Helen do in our quiz?
5 right, 10 more points. Total of 13 is just 1 less than Paula.
All right, so how many then does Tom need to win?
6 to win.
Here we go, Tom. This is for the game. On Tuesday, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson announced that the House had approved a sweeping blank plan.
The spending bill.
Yeah, budget. On Wednesday, Jeff Bezos announced that the opinion section of the blank would now focus on, quote, personal liberties and the free market.
The Washington Post.
Wait,
The
no.
opinion section of the blank.
Oh, I'm sorry, Washington Post.
Right. On Thursday, the White House hosted Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the blank.
Britain.
UK.
Yes, the UK. According to a new report, 70% of food in the U.S. is ultra blank.
Unhealthy.
Ultra processed is the answer after being released from prison after serving a 30-year sentence for a crime he did not commit. A man in Hawaii celebrated by blanking.
Committing a crime.
Committing a
I don't
crime.
know. Committing 3 felonies.
No, going to Costco. Can't blame him. On
Okay.
Thursday, the Vatican said
That's fair.
that blank's health was showing slight improvements.
The Pope.
The
Right.
Pope.
After her contact lenses kept disappearing, a woman in China was thrilled when she found 5 of them behind blank.
The cow.
Right.
Behind her eyelids.
Close enough, behind her eyeball. While treating a woman for an entirely different issue, doctors in Beijing found 5 contact lenses tucked away behind the woman's eyeball. When she asked how the contact lenses got back there, she was told good news. Apparently, they were looking for these car keys. Bill,
It just hurts to
Tom
think
do
about
well
it.
enough to win?
Well, he got 5 right, 10 more points, but his total of 13 is 1 short of Paula.
Paula,
Our
there you
champion.
go. In just a minute, we'll ask our panelists, now that Amazon has acquired James Bond, what's the next beloved movie character Jeff Bezos will take over? But first, let me tell you, Wait, Don't Tell Me is a production of NPR and WBEZ Chicago in association with Urgent Haircut Productions. Doug Berman, Benevolent Overlord. Philip Goedicke writes our limericks. Our public address announcer is Paul Friedman. Our tour manager is Shane O'Donnell. Thanks to the staff and crew at the Studebaker Theater. BJ Liederman composed our theme. Our program is produced by Jennifer Mills, Miles Dornbos, and Lillian King. Special thanks this week to Blythe Robertson and Monica Hickey. Key grip number 3, that's Peter Gwynn, our jolly good fellow. Is Hannah Anderson. Emma Choi is our vibe curator. Technical direction is from Lorna White. Her CFO is Colin Miller. Our production manager is Robert Newhouse. Our senior producer is Ian, swallowed by a whale, Chillog. And the executive producer of Wait, Don't Tell Me is Michael Danforth. Now, panel, what character will Amazon buy next, and what will they do with him? Helen Hong.
Amazon will take over the Planet of the Apes franchise and offer a new dish in its grocery stores called Planet of the Crepes.
Tom Bodette.
In a world where it's all about the stuff,
Hi, just me, Crystal.
Amazon presents a good day
I'm going
to
with
buy
Paddington.
And Paula Poundstone.
They're going to take over Jaws. They're going to buy the Jaws franchise. They're going to make Jaws 5, and the tagline will be, "This time, no one cares."
Well, if any of that happens, we're going to ask you about it on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Thank you so much, and great to see you again, Bill Curtis. Thanks also to Tom Bodette, Helen Hong, and Paula Poundstone. Thanks to our fabulous audience here at the Studebaker Theater on Michigan Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. And thanks to all of you for listening wherever you may be. I'm Peter Sagal. We'll be back with a new show next week.
Da, 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 da. Bring. This is NPR.
This message comes from Capella University.
Well, all right. So, here are the scores this week as I have them. We have an amazing 3-way tie for first place or last place with 32 points.
We're going to go with first place.
Yes, a tie for first place, 3-way tie for first place with 32 points apiece.
Very nice.
Not bad.
For
Not
me.
bad. Well, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you, Just Me, or thank you, Just Me, Crystal. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Peanut Gallery. Thank you, lurkers. Don't forget to stick around for the raid. And now is the time on the show when I say, as they say around here, 2 up, 2 down, VA, double deuces. We're out, y'all.
Rock and roll, here we go. Rock and roll. Come on, you big damn balls.